beautiful people. Here we are in sunny Florida, and we're going to be talking about fake news. And did the news reporters get this right? Was it fake news or fake relatives? Come on, people. Sounded like to me that they had well-rehearsed sound bites. The Summer, the Ian, the Melanie, the Janis Cox. It sounded like me that they all rehearsed exactly what they were going to say and how they were going to say that Lori was the perfect mother and that she would never in a day harm her children, even though her children were missing, even though her husband had just been murdered, shot dead in cold blood, ambushed by her brother. So why wouldn't they, for an instance, think that the kids might have been killed? If there's been one killing, wouldn't you think your mind would be supple enough to accept that there possibly could be other killings? So I say to you, is it fake news or fake sound bites from Summer Shiflet, Ian Powlowski, Melani Powlowski, Janis Cox? What they did was horrible. They couldn't get anything straight. They blamed Kay and Larry. They slandered them. They blamed Brandon. They slandered him. Countrywide, worldwide, they slammed him over a murder of Charles, over an attempted murder of Brandon, over the missing kids. It was all about how awful people Kay and Larry were. It was all about how Brandon was making it up for child custody. They massaged us and only created this fake news. It was all fake news. They blamed Charles. Charles wasn't here to defend himself. They blamed Charles. They said that if it wasn't Charles that got killed that day, it would have been Lori. They blamed him for having the outrageous behaviors. They blamed him for being extremely ugly. Of course he's going to be extremely ugly. If you're trying desperately to save your children, what are you going to do? Talk to the adversaries like you're some, church choir boy? Are you going to be panting and scrambling and saying things that are trying to convince people that the children are in extreme harm? So I'm saying to you that they blamed Kay and Larry, that this was about how mean Kay and Larry was to poor Lori and how that they had to keep the children safe. What a mantra. What family member would devise such a terrible mantra when these kids are missing, when these kids are purportedly, as far as we were concerned, dead? We only got a glimpse of hope because they put the fake news on and they were trying to change our minds. And some of us fell for it, but some of us didn't. The police didn't help Charles. The community mental health, community bridges didn't help Charles. The domestic violence continuum of care failed Charles. And everyone that he approached failed Charles. And I'm going to tell you, I know that he has friends and they're feeling awfully guilty for maybe not providing some kind of safety envelope around him. It was not your duties. It was the duties of the domestic violence continuum of care. That's their duties. When I say continuum of care, it doesn't mean just the domestic violence agency. It is the total continuum. About at least every half a year, the continuum of care gets together and they have teachings from other people, and those teachings help everyone learn and recognize what domestic violence really is and when someone is in desperate need. It doesn't teach people to ignore men, or it shouldn't. Maybe it does. Maybe that's what we're finding out here. Maybe we're finding out that if a man is domestically violated, then that's okay. If he's killed, that's okay. If children are missing and most likely killed, that's halfway okay, because that's what Charles had written his committal papers about. He wasn't just worried about his own safety. He was worried about those children. He was worried about her bizarre beliefs and the cult that she belonged to. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 people in the cult, 8 people in the cult, 1,000 people in the cult, or 25,000 people in the cult. It doesn't matter. It is still a cult. Cults start just like this. They start with people being religious. They start with people wanting to probably do good. But egomaniacs get a hold of the cult and start warping the loving and genuine beliefs, and they warp them, and they go to a diversion, to a diverse path, and they fall short of being loving and peaceful and Christ-like. So a cult can start as a religious belief that might be a little contrary to what other beliefs are. So they get followers. Those followers follow them because they have those genuine beliefs. But then when you get a megalomaniac like Mr. Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow Daybell, what happens is the evil comes into it, and that's when they keep it secret. They keep the whole idea of churches and Christians and all of that very secret, because they're adding very evil things into it, whether it's evil in the sense of from the Bible evil, or if it's just purely evil from humanity. It really doesn't matter. They're adding evil components to their cult, and then the cult splits off. So no longer are they that religious, pure, kind, peaceful group that they started out being. Now they're on a diverse path of madness. And this is what happened in this case. Melani P. Powlowski, she followed them. I have evidence from Kay's statements, from Brandon's statements. This isn't about child support, child custody with Melani and Brandon. This is about purely keeping children safe. So bull on them for trying to make it like it's a child custody case. And Ian Powlowski, why would you marry Melanie Boudreau in 10 days? Especially when you found out that she had the family history that she has, and that they do have cultish behavior. What is wrong with your mind? Ian Powlowski, take this as an immediate referral to a psychiatrist. Even if you can't afford one because you're probably not working, there's plenty of community mental health centers that will take you in for free. So please get yourself to a community mental health center. Now, that the whole ruse about blaming Charles, the whole ruse about the only reason the kids were missing were to keep the kids safe, the whole ruse that they were going to believe Lori to the end. Well, when is the end? I saw that statement that the Cox family wrote with Melanie Powlowski and Ian. Blah, blah, blah. What it said and what it demonstrated to me is they're going to find the end results. When this all comes out in the wash, they're going to find the end results. What are those end results going to be? What is it going to take you to know that you have a monstrous daughter for a mother, a monstrous daughter for a sister, a monstrous auntie as the niece. Yeah, what is it going to take when you open your eyes? But you know what? I don't think your eyes can open, because guess what? I think you're them. They are you. You are them. They are you. You are them. You are no different than them. And that's why you protected them. You knew those kids were gone. There is no, my opinion will never change. You knew those children were dead. And you, blank face Melani Powlowski, poker face, I mean, you got to work in the Las Vegas casinos. They'd love you there. That's where you can finally get a job. Go to the Las Vegas. That's if you're not in prison in one of their factories making wood pieces or something, like we'll be going into the prison stores and buying little trinkets that you carve out in the wood shop at the women's prison. That's with your name on it, Melani Powlowski. You can put your name on it, because this is all it's about. You guys being better than us. You guys being the ultimate. You guys having powers that us little mortals would never be able to have. Guess what, Melani Powlowski? I hope the FBI, the police department, do everyone justice. You almost had your husband or ex-husband killed. That deserves a long sentence. You were in part knowing about the Tammy Daybell murder. That in part deserves a sentence. You knew about the kids being missing and that their fate was fatal. That deserves a sentence. So with that said, people, I don't want anyone out there to believe for a second that these people have any honor about them. The only honorable ones are the family members of Charles, the family members of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, who always stood by their sides. They didn't stand by the cult. Matt Daybell didn't stand by the cult. He still doesn't stand by the cult. He said it in his letter way back when, that Chad had gone way off with his beliefs and his teachings and his publishing. That his publishing was no good. What he published for himself and what he published for others was no good. So at this time, we got to do what I've been saying all along, is we have to bring back and actually have some type of comforting for the greater area of Rexburg. We got to make sure that the greater area of Rexburg has a place to go, or many places to go, to get comfort in this time. And part of that comfort is, remember that a cult doesn't start out to be demonic. A cult does not start out to be humanly savage. What happens is an evil leader, or two in this case, diverts their course, and they take it to levels that are unbelievable, just like in this case, where they have become family annihilators. They annihilated Lori's whole family. Her husband's gone, her daughter's gone, and her son's gone. Lucky Colby was safe somewhere else. He was grown up, so he wasn't under her charge as a mother. And God bless anyone out there that has a mother that has those abilities like Lori Daybell. God bless you that this doesn't happen to you, or parts of it. Sometimes it doesn't go this far. Sometimes it just stops at extreme abuse. This is the line that no one ever thought anyone could cross, but they do. So don't believe the ruses of blaming Charles, that he was trying to murder or hurt Lori. Don't believe the Cox's ruses that the only thing Lori and Chad were doing was keeping the kids safe. Don't believe their ruses that, they're going to believe them to the end, because something's going to come out of this court case that says they were good people. That's how I took that letter to the public a couple of days ago. It wasn't saying that they believe us now. It was saying, hey, once these books open and once all the information comes true, you'll see that we were still somewhat right. They're so righteous that's how they're going to die, righteous. They're going to die. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. And when they do, it's only beauty that they see. Now, the real beautiful people, you have a nice day. You keep on thinking about Charles Vallow and how the domestic violence and all those agencies actually lent into the death of Charles by not beefing him up like they get funded to do. That community mental health center that he sent Lori to should have been talking to him and beefing him up. They should have committed her for that 72-hour intake to evaluate her. The police should have not discounted his fears. They should have done something when she stole his car. They should have done something when she stole $35,000 from his business account. There's so many things that they could have done to alter her position of power. And this is all this has been about, is a position of power. So good day, people. You have a great day. As I've said before, keep faith over fear and you'll be safe. If you have faith and don't let fear guide you, you'll be safe. And for you people in the Rexburg area, please get help. Reach out to anyone in your community if you've had any contact with Chad, if you've had any contact with Chad, please get help, because it's so subtle how they try to reframe your thinking. Bad cults reframe, good cults don't. So there's good and there's bad. This one happens to be the bad among bad. So get help, Rexburg people, please. And the other thing is let's work on saving Charles's dignity and honorability through the system that failed him. Let's try to devise a system that won't fail men that are in very serious harm's way. Have a great day, beautiful people, and beware. There is a lot of ugly out there. Chad Daybell, Lori Daybell, as an example. Good day.